16th of December 2017. A very warm welcome to News Tonight. It's me, Michael Jordan, Elizabeth Nakakoni, to give you news this evening. In our first story, President Yoweri Museveni, who is the mediator in the South Sudan crisis, has received a delegation of the South Sudan People's Liberation Movement, led by the South Sudan Minister for Defense and Veterans Affairs, Honorable Kwol Manyang Juk, and the Minister for Petroleum and Mining, Honorable Ezekiel Lul, who called on him last evening at State House Entebbe. President Museveni and his South Sudanese guests, after careful discussions and deliberations on the efforts to reunite the SPLM, signed a document to reaffirm the implementation of the Arusha Agreement of 2015 regarding the reunification process of the Sudan People's Liberation Movement. According to the signed document, a meeting with the National Liberation Council of South Sudan will take place in South Sudanese capital, Juba, at a date to be communicated, and that President Salva Kiir of South Sudan and the guarantors will provide security for those who need it. In July this year, various SLPLM factions under the auspices of President Yoweri Museveni signed a declaration at State House Entebbe to operationalize the Arusha Agreement on the reunification of SPLM. On the 21st of January 2015, three factions of the Sudanese People's Liberation Movement signed an agreement in the Tanzanian northern city of Arusha with the aim of reuniting the SPLM. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has warned striking doctors against strikes and hopes that the current terms and conditions will stay. The president says that using exorbitant funds on salaries affects the development of the country. Museveni sounded the warning during the national end-of-year Thanksgiving prayers at State House in Entebbe.
Hundreds of civil servants, religious, political and cultural leaders, plus members of diplomatic corps, flocked to State House in Entebbe for the end-of-year national Thanksgiving prayers. Various choirs kept the congregation in a lively mood with the melodies of the religious hymns, including Islam popular songs. The sermon was led by both Christian and Islamic clerics. The main sermon was led by Pastor Fred Wantate of Full Gospel Church, who urged the listeners to embrace Christ's message of love and forgiveness.
You know, we need enemies. You are quiet. But we need enemies. Enemies help us to attain our destiny. Do you know that His Excellency would not be the president today if he did not have enemies? He went into the bush because there were enemies. Enemies propel us to our destiny.
Allah promised a great reward to those who thank Him and warned of a great calamity for those who do not do it.
During the prayers, President Museveni lashed out at health workers of over-demanding salary increase when government has already put in place a salary harmonization team.
Because people wanted to increase salaries. Up to now, people are striking for salaries. Doctors, those doctors should be very careful. I will not tolerate any new strike of those doctors.
This follows a recent 3-week sit-down strike by mainly Kampala-based medical workers and interns, demanding a pay rise that almost paralyzed the health service delivery in the capital.
So those doctors should not be in the habit of disrupting public service, because we have discussed with them. We know what is to be done and it will be done, but they should stop. But those pressures, wanting to divert money into consumption rather than into production, they were there, but we had to resist them. Now you see.
President Yoweri Museveni wished Ugandans Merry Christmas and prosperous 2018. Philip Aguta reporting.
That was at State House in Entebbe yesterday. Kampala Capital City Authority has asked persons and organizations supporting needy children to channel their requests through the Directorate of Gender and Community Services and Production for necessary backing. The Public Relations Officer, KCCA Peter Kawuju, says that this is one of the ways they empower communities economically.
Agape Children's Home is no ordinary orphanage household in Kampala's environs. Located around Salama Village, Makinde Division, the home is now housing 28 needy and vulnerable children. The home operates as a Kampala Capital City Authority Orphan Children's Aid Project, but constrained by resources. This is in spite of different types of crafts that children staying in this home make and sell on regular basis. The caretaker of these children is William Magezi Mwesa, a social worker. He says children in the home are often got after losing their parents and guardians. The children are raised and educated.
At that time I was making the wire cars, cameras and bicycle. People from Kabale, Soro, Resi is my children. I love them. You know, if you have love, everything is possible. When they are sick, I try to call their relative, but as you know, the relatives say, I don't have money, Papa, you can do, you can. They are sick, and sometimes school fees also is a problem for some of them. I have 7 have sponsors, but the rest, after selling this thing,
Mwesa has trained several children to make different products from wires. He says, though the material is expensive, they make profits. Children engage in vending the cars, one of the art crafts they make at them. Asimwe Esther, 15 years, started doing the business while in primary 5.
I've learned how to make these crafts because if I didn't come here, I wouldn't know how to make these crafts and how I can communicate to my customers when I go to sell. And I find it easy because I am now experienced. Sometimes the challenges that we face is that people always disturb us, or especially these young boys, but we don't consider them so much because we know what we want.
Carol Nasubuga joined the orphanage after losing her father and had stopped going to school.
And then my dad had stopped schooling because things were hard, and we are 6 children, so it was hard, and I'm the 4th boy. I know how to talk to customers, and I get to also know the city and how people work, and the challenges like men can disturb you or like discourage you. You can get some discourages, but you know that goal, just a better way. And it's hard to get a market.
It is through this unique skill that these children are able to survive. But are they exceptional from KCCA enforcement?
We are policemen of City Council couldn't disturb us because here in downtown there are so many, they disturb us, they chase us. So we move to those places where they don't find us. The climate, when the climate is not that such good, I know I don't sell good, but when it is better, I get some good money.
I said we all operate under the same law, and so there are no exceptions. So right now we don't have a law for vending. We don't give permits for vending. So we want to encourage them to work in the restricted areas. Government has a plan to set up artisan parks, and possibly when we get to that level, maybe that's where we will be more.
The Public Relations Officer KCCA, Peter Kauju, says this being an independent entity, KCCA can support them by providing basic needs as a corporate social responsibility.
But we have also been challenged as a government entity in terms of funding. So we have a very small budget for corporate social responsibility. So we can only support them through the community-driven development, and we want to encourage any charity organizations, any entities that are giving support to children that are disadvantaged or that are not well economically. They need to be channeling their requests through our Directorate of Gender, Community Services and Production. We'll be able to guide them and support them where we can, and where if it means skilling them, because some of them are creative. You really see like they would fall in the artisan category, and if they are organized, we'll also be able to support them, possibly by giving them more training and also seed capital.
I'm Nafka Farida, reporting in Kampala.
News tonight. Welcome back from the break. Government has doubled efforts of sensitizing communities on land laws in Uganda. The initiative is aimed at resolving rampant land wrangles across the country, as Fred Kasibante reports.
In a number of times, landlords and tenants, mainly in the Uganda region, disagree, resulting into land matters. However, tenants living on Block 476, Plot 62-93 in Entebbe, have decided to mutually exist with their landlord, A1 Charles Babwetera, after the intervention of the Department of Land Matters of State House. Omulangira Ndaula David Wills was directed to read the court order on the said land during the meeting organized by the Department of Land Matters of State House to the tenants living on the land.
We are hereby commanded and ordered to immediately put Freddy Babwetera, Febe Kemijubi, Charles Babwetera, Isabella Babwetera, Gabriel Babwetera, the said plaintiffs, in possession of the land comprised in Wakiso Block 476, Plot 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, land at Bulwanyi, Lukose Zone in Sasab County, and further directed to remove the said defendants, Paulo Miti and Mugisha Masasene, Emmanuel, their agents, assignees, successors, or anybody, agent or servants.
This was during a sensitization meeting, which also coincided with resolving land wrangles between Fred Babwetera, Febe Babwetera, among others, and Miti Paul and Mugisha Masesane. The new landlord, Charles Babwetera, promised to work together with the tenants to avoid bloodshed. The Deputy Private Secretary Land Matters of State House, Ocheng Edward Sande, commended him and urged him never to evict Bibanja owners as per the land law.
You want to now, yeah, if there are Bibanja owners in that Gundi, it's a different matter.
Yes, that's what it is.
Good enough. He has got evidence. Ntono, court ya Kolachi, Yampa. Naye yajjamunga bitutandika birala
wewamu ow'ekibanja naye omuntu banabajja okuzimbamu after 2008
sipa wakati awo wetuyingira
awo njagala tukkanye nti wabaawo omuntu eyaliwo.
Report compiled by Fred Kasibante, Salom.
In Kamuli district, residents there are demanding for an explanation of a poor service delivery in their district. This was aired out at an open forum organized by the Office of the Prime Minister that was held at Balawoli sub-county in Kamuli.
Kamuli district political arm and residents joined hands to quiz technocrats over a number of issues they felt were unclear to them.
Enumba abasawo de basulamu mu Bugulumbya sub county tibafayo kudirongosa basulanga mpube bona DHO osanga basawo bana bali mu kayumba kalala. Not only that, enyumba telingika atenga pili munanga mukazi waite omudogolo nkubye ino ndulu nalekana but no response kuwachi tebachifireko Mwai Moses mpuliranga bwali nambere timubonanga abindi wichi ayino lechikandisa abatunzi bebyalani n'abakola mu maduuka kuba bantu bayibwe bafuna obusente babakola ku discount baleka abana bali profession kuba bali very expensive toyanze government endigereza don't we deserve better services?
The public relations officer at the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, Hans Chaze, was tasked to explain the high cost of electricity units. Just explain to the people that government is currently constructing power stations as a measure to increase energy output in the country.
Major power dams which come on board, and also small other dams have come on. And as we speak today, from 180 megawatts, currently we have got close up to 943 megawatts with a supply of 843 megawatts. And by the turn of the next year to December, that capacity will have increased up to 2,000 megawatts. That's it.
State Minister for Karamoja Moses Chizige explains the importance of the open forums, also known as barazas.
Meetings where the wananchi put questions to the technical people, the implementers of government programs. They explained how the money was used, which quantities of money were received, and how they've been used. I'm happy with this particular baraza because people are able to ask questions and they got answers for their questions.
January 2009, President Yoweri Museveni launched the Baraza Forum, which was to be introduced to every district. This financial year, Kamuli district was among the beneficiaries of the Opium Monitoring Project team. Bananya Cosmos and Moriniga reporting for ABC News.
Over 40 million people die annually of non-communicable diseases, an equivalent of 70% of all the deaths globally. This mortality rate has ended Makerere University together with St. Augustine's University into a campaign aimed at whipping out non-communicable diseases. King Caesar Mulenga of St. Augustine's University presented challenges of non-communicable diseases at a fundraising dinner held at Pearl of Africa Hotel in Kampala.
Non-communicable diseases are silent killer infections that continue to kill a number of people without raising dust, though they are the leading cause of death. This was disclosed at a fundraising dinner officiated by the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Henry Okello Oryem, at Pearl of Africa Hotel in Kampala.
Not only is it trained medicine, but it's been ideologically tuned. Uganda, we still need access to doctors. So we need to train more and more doctors so that people have more and more access to doctors.
Okello Oryem said Parliament is now putting more emphasis to ensure the health sector is adequately facilitated to make the campaign against non-communicable diseases possible.
So I'm glad that this matter has been highlighted by the previous speakers or those who are well acquainted with this. It is a very serious amongst the diseases that we have, and I'm glad that it's been highlighted, and I have vowed and I've committed myself to make sure that this matter is brought to the attention of Parliament, brought to the attention of Cabinet, and the President. Because
King Caesar Mulenga of St. Augustine University presented challenges of non-communicable diseases. Makerere University is to partner with St. Augustine University in the campaign.
And eventually the person passes on. What is going to happen? What is the effect on the survivors? That is where we must come in and inform our people how to behave. How do they handle this issue? We are going to raise 600 million.
Over 100 million shillings was raised from the fundraising dinner. This money is to be used in setting up facilities at Makerere University that will act as the launch pad against non-communicable diseases. Namamonde Deborah and Masangano Bella.
Church of Uganda Archbishop His Grace Stanley Ntagali has asked head teachers and principals in church-founded schools and institutions to remain focused on the founder's body vision, which is putting God first. Ntagali was addressing over 200 head teachers hailing from 33 dioceses of the Anglican Church, attending a 3-day conference at the Uganda Christian University in Mukono.
The Anglican Church is on record for pioneering formal education in Uganda way back in 1895 by establishing Mengo School. Archbishop Stanley Ntagali told over 200 head teachers from the Anglican Church founded schools and institutions at the conference at Uganda Christian University Mukono to be role models in whatever they undertake.
The crisis facing our church institutions today could easily be resolved if every leader examined first his own heart and resolved to work with integrity, to work transparently, and are bound to be honest in all things, accountable. Our financial and all development challenges could easily be addressed if we operated transparently, in union with one another, and above all with true love for our commission.
He also says a number of schools are besieged by foreign cultures and practices that are unacceptable in Ugandan context and need to be monitored.
That our church-founded schools have fallen victims of the modern trends that come from the West. The social changes, the liberalism and the social aspects, because secularism has taken over the whole world. Homosexuality has come in, and we feel that our schools are becoming recruiting grounds to recruit people to homosexuality and lesbianism.
The Vice-Chancellor Uganda Christian University, the Reverend Canon Dr. John Senyonyi, urged head teachers to observe and embrace the 3 core values of the church-founded institutions:
Scripture, tradition, reason. You hear that? Reason is there. In other words, we believe.
The Chairperson Board of Governors in charge of education, the Right Reverend Nathan Ahimbisibwe, and the Chairperson of the Anglican Head Teachers Association, Martin Muyingo, appraised the meeting of their responsibilities.
How they can instill godliness in the children, and also in the students they are teaching.
As a head teacher or principal in that school, you need to open up school boundaries to avoid land grabbers by our investors that are coming in to take over our land.
The meeting is an annual fellowship bringing together head teachers with an aim of refreshing them with knowledge and skills. I'm Nafka Farida and Beatrice Nanziri reporting.
Yes, thank you so much for watching. Now, in the world of sport, all roads today led to the Legends Rugby Grounds in Lugogo for the Nile Special Rugby League this Saturday. Fans were thrilled by an action-packed game as Cobs and Rimula Rhinos faced off in gigantic engagements. Both sides have not lost a game in the league, and no team is ready to drop a point, but rather put up a hard fight in the encounter. Cobs relied on services of Captain Brian Ashaba, Brian Odong, James Ijongat, Haji Manano and Adrian Casito, while Rhinos, being the team with the best forward, used main machines Scott Loach, Matthias Ochoa, Robert Oziku, Otekayot Byron, among others, to put up a stiff competition. In other games, Pirates played Buffaloes, Warriors battled in peace, and Entebbe Mongers headed to Ginger to tussle while hippos and heathens squared it with the Rams. Yes, that is all we had for you tonight. Good night and enjoy the season. Bye-bye.